Thanks for tuning in to Business Daily. I'm Lee-Jiun in Seoul. Let's first get started with a look at today's highlights. The Bank of Korea keeps the key interest rate on hold at 1.25% while upgrading its growth forecast. How has the South Korean financial market reacted to recent rumors of a potential war on the Korean peninsula? We'll sit down with an expert to talk about this. The Bank of Korea has lifted its growth outlook for the Korean economy for this year, making an upward revision for the first time in 3 years. The central bank also froze its key rate and said it will maintain its stance of monetary accommodation for now. Our Kim Min-ji reports.
The Bank of Korea on Thursday said it expects the local economy to expand 2.6% this year. That's up 0.1 percentage point from its previous outlook of 2.5% in January. It marks the first upward revision in exactly 3 years.
The revision reflects a recovery in the global economy, and some emerging markets like Russia and Brazil have also returned to positive growth. Thanks to this, Korea's exports and investment have picked up, and since the year's start, political uncertainties have eased.
But there are downside variables that could challenge Korea's path toward growth. There are uncertainties from China's apparent economic retaliation over Seoul's deployment of a U.S. missile defense system and geopolitical risks stemming from North Korea. Despite this, the Bank of Korea governor remains optimistic.
Although spending has been weak, economic expansion since the fourth quarter of last year has been better. There may be changes on the global trade front and geopolitical risks, but Korea is expected to maintain a modest recovery.
And as the country looks likely to hold on to its recovery momentum, the BOK says current conditions offer less of a reason to lower the key interest rate. In a widely expected decision, it kept the rate steady at a record low of 1.25%, unchanged since last June. This comes despite a recent U.S. rate hike, which the central bank said may be an important factor to consider, but it is not one that triggers automatic tightening on its part. For now, it says it will maintain its current policy of monetary easing to support growth, as the inflationary pressures are not that pronounced, and vowed to keep close tabs on the changing external-internal conditions when determining the direction of its future policies. Kim Min-ji, Business Daily.
Deputy Prime Minister Yoo Il-ho says efforts are being made to ensure that Korea is not labeled a currency manipulating country when the U.S. Treasury report on currency is released this month. Yoo, who also doubles as the finance minister, says Seoul has been working towards a mutually beneficial relationship with the Trump administration. He said the government looks forward to discussing energy cooperation when U.S. Vice President Mike Pence arrives in Seoul on Sunday, among other initiatives that improve the two countries' trade and economic relations. Korea's trade surplus with the U.S. saw a 34% on-year drop over the first 3 months of the year, as the country imported more American goods. And President Trump says he will not label China a currency manipulator, stepping back from one of his campaign pledges. The reversal came in an interview with the Wall Street Journal on Wednesday. A spokesman for the U.S. Treasury confirmed the report, saying the official assessment will be out in its semi-annual foreign currency report this month. On the campaign trail, Trump promised to cut Chinese imports into the United States and put a brake on trade-driven job losses. The remarks came as he said the U.S. dollar was getting too strong and would eventually take a toll on the local economy. The government hopes to change how corporate restructuring is conducted as the number of companies that require an overhaul looks to grow. The Financial Services Commission said in the longer term, it wants to move beyond creditor banks as restructuring managers to include the capital markets, such as private equity firms. FSC Chairman Im Jong-yong said current conditions are making it more difficult for stakeholders to build common ground, as he emphasized losses must be shared in the case of Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering. The number of companies on the brink of failing had grown by some 37% in the 5 years since 2015 and is believed to be on an upward climb. Now, talk of potential war breaking out in the country has become an unexpected and unwelcome topic of discussion these days here in South Korea. Although Seoul officials has dismissed such rumors as groundless, they reflect people's fear about mounting tensions and risks on the peninsula, which is also affecting the financial markets. Take a look.
There have been a barrage of rumors circulating that North Korea may be on the brink of war with the United States as tensions escalate between the two countries. On Friday, the U.S. launched a missile attack on a Syrian airbase for its use of chemical weapons. And there have been concerns about a conflict breaking out between Washington and Pyongyang, especially after U.S. President Donald Trump said he won't rule out military options against the North's missile and nuclear threats. In fact, the USS Carl Vinson aircraft carrier was diverted from a planned visit to Australia to the Western Pacific, which experts see as a show of force by the US. North Korea has condemned the deployment, warning that Washington will be accountable for, quote-unquote, catastrophic consequences. Seoul's foreign affairs and military officials, meanwhile, have dismissed the possibility of a military clash on the peninsula, saying that attacking North Korea would carry much greater risk for the U.S. than its missile strike against Syria. So what impact will heightened geopolitical risks have on the South Korean markets and the economy as a whole?
And to tell us more about this, we have Professor Kim Se-won from Ewha Women's University joining us in the studio today. So good to see you.
Pleasure to be here.
So over the years, what impact have you seen geopolitical risks having on the Korean economy in general?
Well, when foreign investors are talking about Korea, there is a famous word, a Korea discount. So that means when we move great Korean company to US, the stock price increases almost by 30%. So there are several reasons behind this underestimation of Korean companies' value. And one of the major reasons for that is geopolitical risk that facing North Korea's military attack possibility.
Now, but recently, though, numerous provocations from the North don't really seem to have an effect on South Korean financial markets.
Right. There was 5 times nuclear bomb test since 2006 from North Korea. Actually, at the first 2 nuclear bomb tests, Korean stock market sensitively reacted with more than 1% stock market drops. But after 2010, Korean stock market is not much affected by North Korea's missile test and nuclear bomb test. I believe that Korean investors are learning from the past.
But then this time, I think things are looking a little different because the markets seem to have been affected a little bit with this rumors of war going on. So especially ahead of the upcoming presidential election here in Korea, and we also had those talks about potential economic crisis in April. So tell us more about the movements in the financial market that we have seen recently.
Well, the possibility of the U.S. military attack on North Korea has been intensified due to real facts like Mr. Trump's strong attitude on North Korea and North Korea's rising threat to the U.S. And U.S. Government deployed aircraft carriers around Korean Peninsula. So all these development made foreign investors pretty scared of geopolitical risk. Then they sold Korean stocks. And that made Korean stock dropped over 1.3% in 2 days. And Korean won was just a little bit depreciated. But actually, the possibility of U.S. attack on North Korea is extremely low.
And now, how do these kind of uncertainties affect the global economy as well as Korea?
Well, I would say the uncertainty is the enemy number 1 to Korean economy as of now. Korean economy is not recovering quickly because of the low consumption from households and low investment from corporations. And this is all related to these households and corporations' uncertainties of the future. So the real reason behind the uncertainty is like political issues, the loss of the presidential leadership, and that also includes North Korea's geopolitical issues.
And like we heard in the report, the U.S. aircraft carrier group making its way to Korean waters, and rumors have been surfacing here, especially on social media, about a war being imminent. So what kind of impact can such rumors have on the local economy?
Well, related to the cost of the rumors in Korea, we have very interesting reports from Hyundai Research Institute recently.
Okay.
So according to their analysis, the real cost of the rumors is not only focused on the victims of the rumors, but also to the whole nation. So total cost of the rumors and fake news is estimated about 3 trillion Korean won per year, or $25 billion per year.
Wow, that's pretty huge. Now, we're at a sensitive stage, like we said, with the presidential election coming up and also a lot of uncertainties lingering in the market. So how long do you think this period of uncertainty will last? And also, how should South Korean financial authorities respond to all this?
Well, the cost of the fake news and rumors are not small at all, as we talked about. So I think the media and government together should have a systematic way to fix the rumors and fake news on real time basis. Without that, I think the rumors huge cost of the rumors will be continued by the end of the presidential election.
All right. Thank you so much for your insight today.
Thank you very much.
It's been almost a month since China banned group tours to Korea as part of its economic retaliation against Seoul's decision to deploy the THAAD missile defense system on its soil. And it's already taken a massive toll on the tourism industry here. Over the last 30 days, Busan, one of the most popular tourist destinations among Chinese, saw a total of 94 Chinese cruise ships cancel stops in the city. Now, that's a loss of approximately 300,000 tourists. Incheon also saw 20 out of 23 Chinese cruise trips canceled, with the remaining 3 likely to be canceled as well, according to port authorities. Korea's tourism ministry reported this month that there was a nearly 40% drop in the number of Chinese tourists in March compared to the same time last year. But industry insiders say the situation is likely to get even worse, with numbers expected to drop by 60 to 70% in the coming months. Northeast Asia's first integrated resort complex is set to open near Korea's Incheon International Airport in a week's time. With a hotel, convention centers, and a foreign-only casino, the new resort could be a game changer for the local tourism industry. Our Park Se-young has the details.
Built at a cost of more than $1 billion on 330,000 square meters of land in Incheon, Paradise City is the first integrated resort in Northeast Asia. The 6-star resort, set to open on April 20th, comes with more than 700 hotel rooms, convention centers, and Korea's biggest foreigner-only casino. It will also boast shopping plazas and a golf course by next summer.
It takes about 5 minutes from Incheon International Airport by train. This is going to be a one-stop resort for everything.
In order for it to secure its place as a thriving tourist spot, Paradise City must overcome China's economic retaliations against South Korea's decision to deploy the THAAD missile defense system. Those measures include Beijing's ban on all group travel to South Korea. Casino revenues are expected to account for about 70% of the resort's sales, and about half of casino visitors come from China.
By relying less on China, we'll take another look at the Japanese market. We also see it as a chance to expand to Southeast Asia.
As China continues to turn the screw over THAAD, the local tourism industry is keeping a close eye on the birth of a first complex resort in South Korea and Northeast Asia. Park Se-young, Business Daily.
Now, it's fair to say that Koreans latch onto new trends as quickly as they fall out of love with them. So it's not uncommon to see once thriving districts fall out of favor. However, some of these areas are being given a new lease of life as local governments boost support for startups run by young people. Our Ian Shin takes a closer look.
This northwestern corner of Seoul, once known for crowd-rocking fashion trends, suffered from a recession for years.
There weren't that many people visiting this part of Seoul, and business was rather slow. But that was a few months ago. The streets have begun to come alive again with a new reputation as the center of fashion and culture with young entrepreneurs.
Meet Chun Jun-woo, a designer and small business owner with a distinctive sense of style, who now runs a women's clothing shop in the area.
여성복인데도 되게 남성복처럼 어깨가 되게 각져 있고 실루엣이 되게 직선적인 실루엣을 하고 있어요.
Chun is just starting out, but he's fortunate to be part of a program in the district for young entrepreneurs. One of the benefits is free space for a year.
I heard about the 서대문구 district project for startups last fall and decided to apply. I was preparing to start my own business at the time, but if it weren't for the program, I could have only opened an online store. But for a clothing shop, fitting is crucial. Now that I have the space for a year, my clients can come and try the clothes on.
The program is part of the district mayor's ambition to turn the abandoned streets into a haven for startups. The mayor says he's hoping to give young entrepreneurs a chance.
This district used to have all the latest fashion trends, but that hasn't been the case in recent years. I wanted to restore the area's reputation and help young people with startup ideas by providing them with business space for their first year. In the long run, I want this area to be a home for startups for generations to come.
Now, 7 startup clothing and accessory shops fill this once vacant corner of the district. Under the program, participants also get free business classes, like this one in accounting, to help young entrepreneurs learn everything they need to know about maintaining an enterprise. Another urban project, this one started by a private company, is helping breathe new life into whole neighborhoods. This up-and-coming restaurant district has been nicknamed Passion Island. The neighborhood is frequented by foodies who wait in long lines in front of trendy eateries run by passionate young restaurateurs. Seeing it now, it's hard to believe this part of Yongsan-gu district once held a row of dying publishing factories. The transformation came about when a local company leased the rundown buildings. At the same time, they also launched a mentorship program for young people who dream of opening a startup but don't have the money or experience just yet.
We've opened 7 restaurants here. Young people who are interested in running their own businesses can apply to join us. They can work full-time via internships and learn everything about running a business. Then they can either open their own place or invest in our company, get more management experience, and earn bonuses.
One employee is an aspiring business owner who works as a manager and chef at a pasta eatery. His experience is a prime example of what the company stands for.
I've been a full-time employee for more than a year. I now manage a restaurant. What I'm hoping is to open a business in China through the company.
This kind of urban revitalization is a win-win for both depressed neighborhoods and their young residents, many of whom are struggling in a tightening job market. One industry expert sees this as an expanding trend.
Right now, it's at the stage of sowing the seeds. For youth startups to last and stand firmly on their own, it takes time. It's important to support and nurture them. Urban renewal is deeply tied to the local economy, and because there's a difference in terms of capacity between what's need to be done on a government level and what can be done on an individual basis, it would be best to sort out the roles and try to find a balance.
The professor also says it's important for districts to cultivate a variety of businesses so neighborhoods do not become oversaturated. That, he adds, in combination with hard work and dedication, are what will help make the revival last. Yoon Shin, Business Daily.
Springtime in Korea comes with many joys, but one of the most eye-catching is the cherry blossoms in full bloom. They only last for a short period of time, which is why many look forward to cherry blossom season. And it looks like the retail industry is picking up on this and employing a whole new set of marketing strategies. Let's take a look.
Spring is in the air in Korea. As the weather gets warmer, many people are heading out to the streets to enjoy the scenery and great weather. Among the many blooming flowers in spring, cherry blossoms draw the most attention. Korea is in its peak season now, and these beautiful blooms are attracting many visitors.
The The weather is great, so I came here to look at the cherry blossoms with my girlfriend. I'm feeling very happy to be out.
It has been gloomy with the fine dust lately, but now that we have nice weather and the cherry blossoms are blooming, it feels great.
Cherry blossoms have now become the symbol of spring. They only last as long as a week to 10 days. And up to 8 million people flock to places famous for their cherry blossoms. Many companies are looking to use this opportunity. One firm has even launched a cherry blossom festival to draw in more customers with related goods.
These balloons look like cherry blossoms. I think they're pretty and great as a gift, which is why I got them. It's a fun idea. We organized this to offer something new that people can enjoy in their everyday lives.
Cherry blossoms have gone from simply being an attraction to a product that consumers want to own. One of the major dollar stores in Korea has designed their products with cherry blossoms for this season. Only 4 days after their release, up to 40% of the products have all been sold out.
I saw them online. They're so pretty that I came to buy some.
It's spring and cherry blossoms are symbolic. I think the color and the flowers appeal to women.
From glasses, towels, water bottles, to stationery and beauty products, cherry blossom designs cover a wide range of goods. The bright pink flowers are especially attracting a lot of female consumers.
We got great feedback on social media even before the first day was over. It's unprecedented for us to see the response within just 3 to 4 hours after the release.
When it comes to female customers, you cannot leave out cosmetics. Spring is the time when color cosmetics see a surge in sales. Many companies have infused cherry blossom pink in their lipstick and eyeshadow. In the case of this cosmetics company, its main consumers are typically women in their 30s and 40s. But after releasing new products with cherry blossom designs, sales have jumped among younger customers in their 20s.
We released our first cherry blossom collections in March 2016, and sales jumped by 3-fold compared to our other cushion compact products.
Cherry blossom snacks and drinks are also gaining popularity. If companies previously released limited editions with cherry blossom designs, now you can actually taste it as a flavor in many products.
The color is pretty, especially given the season, and I wanted to know what cherry blossoms taste like.
Since they are only available during the month of April, these products have become popular on social media by word of mouth.
There's a lot of public interest towards cherry blossoms these days, but we didn't have a single related drink in Korea. That's why we decided to launch this for the first time in the country. Sales are climbing and the response has been good.
Spring is the time when consumer sentiment typically starts to pick up. The so-called cherry blossom marketing strategy takes advantage of the fact that it occurs within a set time frame with limited edition products.
Since spring doesn't last long, it gives that sense of excitement. That is why many consumers are interested in buying limited editions, giving them a legitimate reason to spend more during spring.
Some have criticized this particular marketing strategy, calling it a gimmick, as often products are same on the inside and only come with cherry blossom packaging. There have been calls for different marketing strategies that focus on providing better quality as well. The Korean economy has been going through difficult times, but there are signs of recovery, which is why many hope the new season will help fire up consumer sentiment and demand.
And that does it for today. But we'll be back tomorrow with more of the day's top business stories, so don't forget to check back with us then. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.